Once upon a time, in a grand kingdom, lived a kind and beautiful princess named Snow White. She was loved by all, especially the animals, who followed her wherever she went. One day, while walking in the royal gardens, Snow White met a charming prince. They spoke for a while, and their hearts instantly connected, unbeknownst to them. A black crow sat atop the castle tower, watching. The bird flapped its wings and flew straight to the queen's chamber, where it perched on her shoulder. The queen, already jealous of Snow White's beauty, now seethed with rage upon learning about the prince. Furious, she stood before her magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? For years the mirror had said, "You, my queen." But this time it declared, "Snow White is now the fairest of them all." Enraged, the queen ordered her huntsman Dorito to take Snow White deep into the forest and get rid of her. But the huntsman, unable to harm her, warned her to run far away. Frightened and alone, Snow White wandered into the dark woods, where friendly animals led her to a tiny cottage. Inside she found 7 little beds. And, exhausted, she fell asleep. That evening, 7 dwarfs returned home from the mines and were shocked to find her there. When she awoke, she told them her story. The kind dwarfs promised to protect her from the queen's evil plans. Meanwhile, the queen, suspicious that Snow White might still be alive, consulted her mirror once more. When it revealed the truth, she was furious. Determined to finish what she started, she had disguised herself as an old woman and prepared a poisoned apple. One day, when the dwarfs were away, the queen arrived at the cottage and offered the apple to Snow White. The moment she took a bite, she collapsed into a deep sleep. When the dwarfs returned, they were heartbroken. They built a sea-glass coffin and kept watch over her. Time passed, and one day, the same prince who had met Snow White before came searching for her. Seeing her lying still, he gently kissed her, breaking the spell. Snow White opened her eyes, and joy filled the air. Meanwhile, as the queen celebrated her victory, a fierce storm struck. She ran to a cliff's edge, but lightning struck, and she fell into the valley below, never to return. Snow White and the prince returned to the kingdom, where they were married in a grand celebration. The dwarfs cheered, and the kingdom rejoiced, and so they all lived happily ever after.